Rick Sanchez is a god. Not in the religious sense. He'd find the idea of worship repulsive, but in the sense of limitless, unchecked power. He has built a wall around infinity, separating every universe where he is the smartest man alive from those where he is not. He turned himself into a pickle to avoid a family therapy session. He has outsmarted literal devils, cosmic horrors, and galactic federations. But there is a recurring image in Rick and Morty that contradicts this godhood. It is Rick sitting alone in a dark garage, the blue glow of a flickering screen reflecting off a silver flask staring into the middle distance, with eyes that look like they've seen the end of everything and found it wanting. This is the paradox of Rick Sanchez. We are looking at a man who has everything total cosmic freedom, infinite versions of himself, and the literal power of creation, yet he is undeniably the saddest person in the multiverse. To understand why the smartest man is the saddest man, we have to look at the curse of knowing. Most of us live in a world of maybes. Maybe we are special. Maybe there is a grand design. Maybe our choices matter. Rick lives in a world of definites, and the biggest definite in his universe is that nothing matters. When you can jump to a dimension where you died and simply take your own place, the concept of a unique soul or a precious life evaporates. Intelligence, in Rick's case, is a burden that strips the world of its magic. He sees the code of the universe. He knows that love is just a chemical reaction that compels animals to breed. By deconstructing everything down to its molecular parts, he has accidentally hollowed out his own existence. He is a king on a throne of garbage, and he knows it. This loneliness is a specific kind of existential isolation. Rick views everyone around him as lesser beings, not just out of arrogance, but because their concerns seem microscopic. While his son-in-law Jerry is worried about the lawn, Rick is worried about the heat death of the universe. But look at his relationship with Unity. Unity is a hive mind that controls an entire planet, one of the few beings who operates on Rick's scale. When she leaves him, stating that he is too much for even a godlike entity to handle, we see Rick's most vulnerable moment. He goes to the garage, sets up a laser to end his life, and only survives because he passes out from drink at the last second. This is the profound despair of the smartest man, the realization that even when he finds an equal, he is still fundamentally unlovable because his intellect is a vacuum. Then there is the Jerry problem. Rick hates Jerry, but deep down, he is jealous. Jerry is capable of being happy with a simple coin collection or a mediocre sandwich. Jerry is stupid enough to find meaning in the mundane. Rick's tragedy is that he is too smart to be happy, but not wise enough to be content. He views happiness as a hedge for stupid people. However, as the seasons progress, we see him desperately trying to find a version of it, whether through a vat of acid or a literal fear hole. For years, we thought Rick's nihilism was just his personality. Then we learned about Diane. The loss of his wife wasn't just a tragedy. It was a deletion. Rick Prime didn't just kill her. He erased her from every timeline. Rick lives in a universe where the person he loved never existed in any meaningful way. His quest for vengeance gave him a purpose for decades, but when that hunt ended, he didn't feel better. He felt empty. Without a villain to chase, he is just an old man in a garage. This emptiness is what philosophers call the abyss. When you gaze into it, it gazes back. But Rick didn't just gaze, he moved in and started charging rent. He tried to fill the void with science, with booze, and with adventures. But these are just distractions from the fundamental truth that he is the architect of his own misery. By building the central finite curve, he didn't just protect himself from other Ricks. He trapped himself in a room where he is always the smartest, which means he is always the most alone. He deleted the possibility of meeting someone who could actually challenge him or teach him something new. He traded growth for safety, and the result is a stagnant, brilliant mind rotting in its own genius. But there is a shift happening. The saddest man is beginning to realize that smartest man is a title he can resign from. In the fear hole episode, we see Rick's greatest fear isn't death or failure. It's the idea that he actually needs Morty. It's the fear that he isn't self-sufficient. Admitting that you need someone else is the first step out of the cave of nihilism. If nothing matters on a cosmic scale, then the only things that matter are the ones we choose to care about. Rick is starting to realize this. He is staying. He is trying to be a better grandfather. He is realizing that being the smartest man in the universe is a lonely, miserable job. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to retire the godhood and join the family for dinner. Because if the universe is a joke, you might as well be in on the punchline with people you love. The smartest man is finally becoming smart enough to try being happy, even if it hurts. He is learning that the exit from the cave isn't a portal to another dimension, but a seat at the kitchen table. This transition from hard nihilism to optimistic nihilism is the core arc of the show. It's the move from everything is meaningless, so I'll destroy it, to everything is meaningless, so I'll enjoy this bowl of cereal with my grandkids. It's a quiet revolution, fought in the mundane moments of everyday life. Rick's sadness was a shield he used to keep the world at a distance, but as that shield cracks, we see the man underneath the man who is tired of being a god and ready to be a human being again. The journey of Rick Sanchez is a reminder to all of us that intelligence without empathy is just a high-speed engine in a car with no steering wheel. You'll go far and you'll go fast, but you'll eventually hit a wall. Rick hit that wall, and now he's finally starting to pick up the pieces and build something that isn't a weapon. He's building a life.